To have a week off.
Oh, nice. Obviously, we're getting some updates on the bench that Clarkson and Quinnipiac were tied in overtime, and it took so long we didn't know whether we were going to have to pull our goalie in overtime to try to go for the win, and so it was a little hairy there, but a great comeback from our guys. And go down 2-0. We made a couple major mistakes on penalty kill, which is really kind of unusual for us to do that, and to give up the power play goal. So it was frustrating that way, but just to chip back, especially last night after having so many scoring chances, it got to be halfway through the second. We're wondering if we're ever going to score again. And big goal by John McCarron, a huge play by the freshman liner Jeff Kubiak to Matt Buckles to tie it, and obviously a tremendous play by Cole Barjo in overtime to get around the D and get the stuff to the front of the net and for it to go in. So it was a great victory. Perfect senior night for those guys in the sense of clinching home ice. Beating Harvard in overtime. Great crowd. Doesn't get much better than that.
Coach, how do you make sure that momentum carries over to 2 weeks now that you have a bye week in between?
Well, obviously, we've done this over 19 years many times. We kind of follow a plan of attack and to give them some rest and then get after it and give them some rest and then get ready to get focused to who we're going to play. And so it's for us it's I think we're in fourth. I think it's Clarkson in fifth.
Yeah.
So they got Princeton, so there's good odds. When you're sitting in number 2 and number 3, or 1, you really you can sit there and you don't know who you're going to play. For us it's you look at it and you go Clarkson with Princeton. We could play multiple different teams, but that's a good series, and who knows we'll play. But being in fourth, if obviously the favorites win, we get Clarkson here in a couple weeks.
So what is the sort of rhythm of this next week? You give them a few days off and
no, not a few. Get one or two maybe at tops, and but we'll lift and we'll, as I said, get it's been a big sprint here at the end. So get their bodies ready for to compete, but at the same time not resting in the sense of backing off the cardiovascular stuff. We can ease on the physicality, but we need to really push the envelope of getting ready for the playoff series.
Coach, can you talk a little about Jake McDonald and his play tonight? He played a big part in those first couple of goals.
No, he was awesome all weekend. You see the confidence that young man grow over the last 6 to 8 games. He's been outstanding, and he was on the ice so much tonight. I think he ended up cramping up on us. It was hot on the bench, and he started cramping late in the third. We couldn't use him anymore, but he was outstanding and played a big part in our success over the last 10 games, and it's great to get another threat back there on the blue line.
That felt awesome to get our seniors a win on senior night. It's always special. You don't want to go out on a loss for them, and for us to beat our rivals like that in overtime, it was huge. I think it was a really exciting game. Really proud of the way the guys battled back after going down 2-0, and I think that was a real quality win for us.
Describe those final seconds where the puck's out front and you knocked in.
Well, I saw Bards. He beat his guy wide, and he was coming for a wraparound. I was just kind of crashing the net, hoping it would kick out, and it was just sitting there. And I took a couple swings at it, and it got beside his skate, and I just got it in the net. So I started celebrating, and the ref kind of didn't know where the puck was and came over the net and called it a goal. So when they were reviewing it, I was pretty sure it was going to count, and I was pretty excited.
Any other time in your hockey career do you remember a feeling like that, scoring like the game winner against a big rival, something like that?
Nothing that special, especially to do it on senior night, to send our seniors out on a win. I don't think it gets more special than that.
What have these seniors meant to you personally?
They meant a lot. I'm a junior, so I've spent 3 years with all of them, and it's pretty special. Senior night, it's an awesome experience. It's great fans stay. We really appreciate that, and they've I think I've matured a lot over my 3 years here, and I think they all have a big part in that, and I really appreciate that.
How are you going to help lead the team next year as a senior?
I think just I don't think anything changes being a senior. I think you just try and act the same day in, day out, carry yourself the same way, practice hard, lift hard in the weight room, and make sure you bring that effort every single game and try and be consistent. Just lead the way like that.
How big is it for you guys to have a weekend off?
I mean, it's definitely huge. We have some guys who are coming back who are a little banged up, like Mowry and Hilbrick, and getting that little extra time for them will definitely help them get back into the swing of things. And it's always nice not having to play and go. The playoffs are a grind. Everyone plays super hard, and not have to battle that first round like we did last year is definitely going to be very helpful for us.
Sorry if you already answered this, but just tell me about the game-winning goal. You probably already answered this.
Yeah, I was just trying to crash the net. Bars beat this guy wide, and the puck was just sitting there, and I took a couple swings and was fortunate enough that it went in the net.
There was a question whether he got pushed over the line. Was that the question?
I have no idea what the question was. I asked the ref and the linesman when they were going if it was a goal or not, and they said yes, it was a goal. So I just assumed they were just going to call it a goal, and they came back out.
Describe the game-winning play.
I was just joking around with my family out there. I haven't done that since high school, but Coach kind of told me that they were staying back off when the control break out there. So he said, if you got it, take it, and kind of just took it and beat one guy, then two, and then it just kind of fell. And then obviously Joel with a great put through there. So it was huge.
Yeah. What was the feeling?
It was awesome. I think I jumped 10 feet into the pile there at the end too.
So obviously you guys have a weekend off. How big is that for you guys?
Right, that was huge. I think obviously 2 big games here, and then the Harvard game. We put a lot of energy into that, a lot of effort, and I think it's nice to kind of recuperate, get everyone healthy, and just get back to work and get ready for the tournament.
Coach talked about that being one of your goals to have that bye week. What does it mean to you guys to kind of follow through on that?
Right. Just from day one, our goal is to win national championship, and obviously you don't do that overnight, so you got to take baby steps, and these are one of these steps, and I think it's just one step along the way.
Seniors, how special is tonight and just getting to see them one last time go through those process?
During my recruiting process, this was actually the senior night was the game that I watched, and I just remember it being an incredible experience, and it never gets old. It's just awesome. The fan support out there to give them, it's just unbelievable experience, and it'll never get old.
You mentioned the fan support. Talk a little about the atmosphere in the building tonight.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was it smelled really bad, but it was awesome. They were so loud, and I almost got smoked with a fish. And it was just a great atmosphere, and it was awesome that we got 2 celebrations there. Once when we scored, and then once when they gave the confirmation. They were just awesome, so loud and energetic, and it's just so fun to play here.
Well, how was it?
Couldn't really drawn it up any better. Probably a little closer than you guys in the stands would have liked, but we fought hard all night. Their kid played very well in net, and it was just a matter of time before we cracked the seal and then finished that game off. And it's special. We need that week.
Did it feel after the first period like when are we going to score?
I mean, I think a little bit. When you feel like probably start pressing a little bit. But we've been playing good hockey. We played 40 really strong minutes yesterday. We had a good opening, 15, 10 minutes there after we got some of the jitters out. When you're playing good hockey, it's just a matter of time before the net cracks a little bit.
You try to do a hockey stuff? How awesome was that?
Yeah, it's special. Just being out there with my family, just being able to take a lap around and take everything in. When you're playing, you kind of have to, focus and tunnel through those outside distractions, and then just to be able to say thanks when you're making your trip around. Whether it be our strength coach, whether it be staff and personnel here at the rink, obviously the faithful is just. Takes it to a whole nother level, but it was something that, when you see it 3 times before this, you don't really vision how fast it comes, and it came fast, but it was definitely something that all 5 of us enjoyed out there and really tried to take it all in.
How did taking a lap around compare to what you had in your head, to what you thought it would be, taking it yourself?
Yeah, I tried not to think about it too much because I knew it wouldn't be it'd be a pretty bitter lap if the game didn't turn out the way we wanted with so much on the line. So, honestly, I hadn't even thought one thing about it. Obviously, some of those guys, crafted up some special things. But everyone's different, right? I I'm more of a focus one step at a time kind of guy. Focused in on that game, got the result that we wanted, and then, when I was standing on the blue line, that's the first time I really even thought about the lap.
What does the bye week mean?
It's huge. Let the bodies rest up, take a little bit of a mental break. We're getting straight in the middle of the semester right now, so guys are getting hammered with exams. It's tough pulling off, being in the library late, up early to go to class, here at practice. So it'll be nice to, rest the bodies a little bit, rest the mind a little bit, focus in on the academic side of things, and then, fire back up the following weekend with who's ever coming into our building.